just done Nix's mock test, and there is one thing I gave a serious fault for, and you think you have an idea of what you might have thought it might have been. Any ideas what?
I was waiting for a while, and a car came along, and then I pulled out on the row of traffic on the left-hand side, and the car was coming towards me, but I felt I had enough room to get through.
Was this outside Tailgate Shops, do you mean? With the oncoming silver Audi? Was it parked cars on your side and you were outside Tailgate Shops?
Yeah. Somewhere near there, yeah. It wasn't outside the shops, it was before we got to that part, yeah. There's somewhere around there, yeah.
There was somewhere around there. There was a time where you pulled around parked cars and there was an oncoming silver car.
Yeah, it was. Sorry, you're right. It was there. I was waiting, Audi. And then there was a car coming towards me. I let that one go, and then I went.
Yeah, there's a red one that you let go,
right, yeah.
and then a silver one.
Yeah.
I don't think I would put that as a serious fault. I was a minor fault.
So it was the van behind me.
No, I'll explain what. But so that one there, I wouldn't have put as I don't think I was put as a minor, because I don't think for me, you really slowed them to any great degree.
Oh right, okay.
And kind of, I would just use common sense and say that's okay there.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So coming in, what was it?
Basically, it's on an emergency stop.
Really?
It's sort of thing that basically, if I had to do a test again, you did a few lessons, it probably would never happen.
Right.
On the emergency stop, you guys basically got to imagine it's like a real life situation.
Yeah,
so obviously you stopped.
I've never hit the brakes in this car, so it was a case of...
So obviously you stopped.
Yeah.
But then on the real life situation, after you had stopped, if a child ran in front of you...
Yeah.
Probably next, you'd probably get out of the car, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I would imagine. So, as well, we're looking for you to secure the car once you've stopped.
I thought I did.
No, you stayed in gear, you just held the foot brake on.
Oh.
So looking for you to secure the car. So it wasn't that. Because you didn't actually roll, well, I don't think that would be a serious fault. It'd probably be a minor. You should really secure the car.
Right.
But again, if it was a real life situation, a child just ran in front of you.
Yeah.
Of course, maybe their parents coming running out after them.
Yeah.
And then when you're pulling off, you just checked your middle and right mirror. Stop. Okay, thank you. And drive on when you're ready. And be pleased to hear I won't ask you to do that again.
Right.
When moving off. And bearing in mind you're in the middle of the road.
The mirrors.
We didn't check your blind spots. You basically just checked only your mirrors and not any blind spots.
Right.
And because you're in the middle of the road and you've got to pretend it's an emergency and someone's coming running out towards the car wondering what's happening, they could give that as a serious fault.
Right.
Not doing the looking everywhere because you're in the middle of the road.
Off, I didn't literally check everywhere else.
Yeah.
That's what it was. No, that's fair enough. No, I did.
If it was another situation, it wouldn't be as huge a problem because it's supposed to be an emergency.
Yeah.
You've got to pretend, you've got to be super ultra aware that
I know
there's nothing around you.
I didn't know this, so. But
so that's one sort of thing with a few lessons that if you have to do a test again, you would probably know that and know you've got to pretend it's really busy and there's kids running around everywhere and be super aware after you've stopped for emergency stop.
When I did it, it wasn't, I mean, it was a long time ago and we were on the road 15-20 minutes back then. But in all fairness, it wasn't like that you literally stopped. But I would have, I suppose if I was learning to drive, I would have had lessons in this car and I also would have been told what you would normally do in that situation. To me, the most important thing is stopping the car. Yes, I should have checked absolutely everywhere when I drove off, but I'll tell you that. Is that the only thing?
That's the only serious fault I would have given you. So that's what I thought. Hopefully the people watching as well agree, but I thought it was a pretty good drive though.
Oh, there
was definitely lots of good bits on it. Like your mirrors were generally real good. They were. You seem to be checking around your mirrors. Yeah. There was one time where I can't remember what we were doing, but we were doing a turn somewhere, and basically you signalled, then checked your mirrors.
Yeah.
Turn left.
And you might know, of course, they're looking for you to check your mirrors, then signal. Like mirrors signal manoeuvre. But they basically, because you did signal mirrors manoeuvre at one point, I gave one minor thing. You did signal, then you checked your mirrors.
Yeah.
But you were still checking and aware, but it's just a technicality. They want you to be aware, then signal.
Yeah. I was expecting a few majors, not just I didn't check my blind spots. No, I'll take that. I'm quite happy with that.
There's a pretty good drive it was. In terms of the minor things,
considering I've never ever got in this car or done a lesson, I don't think that was bad then.
No, it's good. It's a good drive there. It was a good drive. It was there was just like I say, a few lessons you would probably brush up on things. Like one minor thing I gave you, the first time we pulled away from the side of the road, you missed your blind spot.
Right.
You just checked your mirrors.
Okay.
That's when we stopped in Gossip Green first time.
Right. Okay.
But after that, you checked your blind spot every time before pulling away. But it's just that first time you didn't check your blind spot.
Enough, yeah.
Response to traffic signs coming out of Three Bridges. You were starting to build speed beyond 30 before you'd reached the 40 sign. You know when the lanes merge near the Audi BMW garage?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Wait, it's 30 through Three Bridges and 40 after the lights, and you were building speed, and you hadn't reached the 40 sign yet?
Yeah, of course, the other way around, you've got to be doing it when you get to it if it goes down, but going up, you don't do it till you go past it.
So that's just a mind, just built speed a bit early, so that's response to traffic signs, they put it down as. Reverse parking observations, I decided to give one out because again, imagine if you were parking, I don't know if you have a parallel park outside the post office.
Post office? What post office? Town?
Yeah, in town. There's parallel parking spaces there.
Yeah. I thought they were all kind of going in at
parallel
an angle.
parking, one's opposite.
Oh, is there? Oh, okay, fair enough.
But I imagine there you probably would have checked around a little bit more. Yeah, you were checking around just about okay, but I would just like to see checking the right blind spot a bit more. Yeah. Looking behind a bit more, because you were looking behind a little bit, but mainly focusing on your mirrors. And again, if you imagine this being a situation, you probably would be a bit slower, checking around a bit more, and that's what they're looking for. I
suppose a lot of that is, over the years, you adapt to suit the situation you're in.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was, in all fairness, I kind of never had a lesson, got no briefing on it. I'm kind of just doing what I would naturally do. So yeah, I appreciate that. I should, like you said at the beginning, it's based on that situation. So I should have kind of, I appreciate that.
Like this stuff like the parking, they want you to imagine it's a really busy road.
Yeah.
Because they only see one bit of reversing, like we discussed earlier, that's not on the foot camera.
Yeah.
So if they see that one bit reversing, you're not really checking around much. No, they're going to think that's what you think.
Yeah.
So you need to obviously show you're doing your observations really well anytime you're reversing.
Yeah.
Even if it's an empty car park.
Yeah.
You need to show you understand. You need to be checking around.
Yeah,
so when you go into a busy car park, you're in that habit.
That's right. Yeah.
The other thing's an interesting one. The minor fault. It's for hesitation.
Right.
Which I was a bit surprised at, to be fair.
Is that the van behind me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the van behind you was, because I know you're thinking, why is it not going around?
Well, yeah, because no, I wasn't thinking. There was too many cars coming, so of course I'm like, do I? Don't I? Because that was where I'm thinking, am I allowed? That's what I was more worried about, because I've never done a driving lesson.
But that, of course, van behind you, of course, you're probably thinking, of course, he's got priority.
Yeah. Because
he has already stopped.
Yeah.
So if he's already stopped.
He could have tried to go at any point.
Was he though?
Well, that's why in the end I was like, oh.
Would he have fitted through? Be a bit of a tight squeeze.
No, not with the cars coming towards us.
So just go then.
Yeah.
Because by going, you're going to clear the blockage.
Am I allowed to?
Yeah,
because
definitely.
Personally, I would have gone.
If you were there for much longer, that could have even potentially gone to a serious fault, because you're just sitting there for no reason.
Yeah. See, if it were me, I wouldn't have actually sat there, because
right,
there was cars coming. I would have just gone.
So
because he couldn't have gone anywhere. Do you see what I mean?
What the examiners are looking for. They're looking for you to drive like a driver.
Yeah.
If it's safe to go, just go.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking along the lines.
Otherwise, you'll get marked down for hesitation.
I thought I'd get trouble for pulling out.
No, he stopped behind you.
Oh, I should have just carried on.
Just go.
But in all fairness, it's only a minor. I can cope with that.
But any longer, it could have been serious, because you've been holding traffic up, because you're going when you could have been. Your stopped and you could have been going. There's nothing stopping you from going.
Yeah, that's why in the end I went.
Mini roundabouts as well. I'm sure you normally would on them. Just, the highway code says you must pass around the central markings. So on the ones in Tilgate, the blob, the raised bit isn't markings, that's just the road. You know the way you tried to steer around it?
Yeah, I thought that's what I was meant to do.
That's not markings.
Oh.
The markings is the blob in the middle.
Oh.
So you can go over it. I assume normally you go over it.
Yes.
You can go over it, yeah. Yeah.
I was trying to do the right
Just try
thing,
to avoid the blob. The blob in the middle is the road markings, the white circle.
Okay, yeah.
So try to avoid that. The only reason for the raised bit is stop people, because it's a straight road.
To stop people just
flying across it at 50 miles an hour.
I see.
It's just traffic. It's basically a speed bump.
Yeah.
So you can go over it.
I treated it like, like the Broadfield, the Beavis roundabouts.
Yeah, they're different, because they're sort of a bit different. But you can go over
I would have just gone.
Bit. Just avoid the white blob in the middle.
Ah, okay, fair enough.
So that's fine. But I wouldn't mark anything, because there's technically nothing wrong you did.
Yeah.
it's just you don't have to avoid them that much.
Right. Okay. Brilliant. I'll remember that. Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's it then. Any questions from you at the moment about?
No, I'll be honest. I was kind of expecting about a lot worse. I really was. But saying that, you know, for not checking blind spots, I'll take that, because that's after 20 years. I'll take that.
It's something that you would if you did a few lessons,
you would naturally
know.
Yeah.
Which I think is an important thing to tell people in the video as well. That if you're ever doing a driving test, it's always worth doing a few lessons to basically look at everything, at least everything once, because there's going to be bits like if you've been around for years, but then you haven't done the emergency stop, and then you do one on the test, you might not know how it works and what sort of things to watch out for, and you end up failing for something stupid like that, which isn't. I wouldn't say it's dangerous.
No.
I wouldn't say it's just something they need to see you checking round. Imagine it's a real life emergency.
Yeah. See, I obviously I checked my mirrors and I checked like there, but I wasn't, because I've not done lessons. I didn't know that's what is the norm on that situation. So
I'll turn the camera off though.
Yeah, of course.